Edmund Spenser, an introduction. One of the greatest of English poets, Edmund Spenser, was born in East Smithfield, London in 1552 and went to school at Merchant Taylor's and later at Pembroke College, Cambridge. In 1579 he published the Shepheardes Calender, his first major work. Edmund journeyed to Ireland in July 1580 in the service of the newly appointed Lord Deputy, Arthur Grey, 14th Baron Grey de Wilton. His time included the terrible massacre at the Siege of Smerwick. The epic poem, The Faerie Queene, is acknowledged as Edmund's masterpiece. The first 3 books were published in 1590, and a second set of 3 books were published in 1596. Indeed, the reality is that Spenser, through his great talents, was able to move poetry in a different direction. It led to him being called a poet's poet and brought rich admiration from Milton, Raleigh, Blake, Wordsworth, Keats, Byron and Tennyson, among others. Spenser returned to Ireland and in 1591, Complaints, a collection of poems that voices complaints in mournful or mocking tones, was published. In 1595, Spenser published Amoretti and Epithalamion in a volume that contains 89 sonnets. In the following year he wrote a prose pamphlet entitled A View of the Present State of Ireland, a highly inflammatory argument for the pacification and destruction of Irish culture. On the 13th of January 1599, Edmund Spenser died at the age of 46. His coffin was carried to his grave in Westminster Abbey by other poets, who threw pens and poetic pieces into his grave.
Sonnet. One day I wrote her name upon the strand. By Edmund Spenser. One day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with a second hand, but came the tide, and made my pains his prey. Vain man, said she, thou dost in vain essay a mortal thing so to immortalize, for I myself shall like to this decay, and eke my name be wiped out likewise. Not so, quoth I. Let baser things devise to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. My verse your virtues rare shall eternize, and in the heavens write your glorious name. Where, when as death shall all the world subdue, our love shall live, and later life renew.
Shepheardes Calender 4, April, by Edmund Spenser. Thenot, Hobinol. Thenot. Tell me, good Hobinol, what gars thee greet? What, hath some wolf thy tender lambs a-torn? Or is thy bagpipe broke that sounds so sweet? Or art thou of shy loved lass forlorn? Or be thine eyes attempered to the year, quenching the gasping thoroug's thirst with rain? Like April shower, so stream the trickling tear adown thy cheek, to quench thy thirsty pain. Hobinol. Nor this nor that so much doth make me mourn, but for the lad whom long I loved so dear, now loves a lass that all his love doth scorn. He, plunged in pain, his tressed locks doth tear. Shepherd's delight he doth them all forswear. His pleasant pipe, which makes us merriment, he wilfully hath broke, and doth forbear his wonted songs, wherein he all outwent. Thenot. What is he for a lad you so lament? Is love such pinching pain to make that prove? And hath he skill to make so excellent, yet hath so little skill to bridle love? Hobinol. Colin, thou kens the southern shepherd's boy. Him love hath wounded with a deadly dart. Whilom on him was all my care and joy, forcing with gifts to win his wanton heart. But now from me his madding mind is start, and woos the widow's daughter of the glen. So now fair Rosalind hath bred his smart, and now his friend is changed for a friend. Thenot. But if his ditties be so trimly dight, I pray thee, Hobbinol, record some one, the whiles our flocks do graze about in sight, and we close shrouded in this shade alone. Hobbinol. Contented I. Then will I sing his lay of fair Eliza, queen of shepherds all, which once he made as by a spring he lay, and tuned it unto the water's fall. Ye dainty nymphs, that in this blessed brook do bathe your breast, forsake your watery bowers, and hither look at my request. And eke ye virgins that on Parnassa dwell, whence floweth Helicon the learned well, help me to blaze her worthy praise, which in her sex doth all excel. O fair Eliza, be your silver song that blessed white, the flower of virgins, may she flourish long in princely plight. For she is Syrinx daughter without spot, which Pan, the shepherd's god, of her begot. So sprang her grace of heavenly race, no mortal blemish may her blot. See where she sits upon the grassy green, O seemly sight, yclad in scarlet like a maiden queen, and ermines white. Upon her head a cremosine coronet, with damask roses and daffodillies set. Bay leaves between, and primroses green, embellish the sweet violet. Tell me, have ye seen her angelic face like Phoebe fair? Her heavenly haviour, her princely grace, can you well compare? The red rose medled with the white fear, in either cheek depainten lively cheer. Her modest eye, her majesty, where have you seen the like but there? I saw Phoebus thrust out his golden head upon her to gaze, but when he saw how broad her beams did spread, it did him amaze. He blushed to see another sun below, ne durst again his fiery face outshow. Let him, if he dare, his brightness compare with hers to have the overthrow. Show thyself, Cynthia, with thy silver rays, and be not abashed. When she the beams of her beauty displays, oh, how art thou dashed! But I will not match her with Latona's seed, such folly great sorrow to Niobe did breed. Now she is a stone, and makes daily moan, warning all other to take heed. Pan may be proud that ever he begot such a belly bone, and Syrinx rejoiced that ever was her lot to bear such an one. Soon as my younglings crying for the dam, to her will I offer a milk-white lamb. She is my goddess plain, and I her shepherd swain. I'll be for swank and for swat I am. I see Calliope speed her to the place where my goddess shines, and after the other muses trace with their violins. Be they not bay branches which they do bear, all for Eliza in her hand to wear? So sweetly they play and sing all the way, that it a heaven is to hear. Lo, how finely the graces can it foot to the instrument. They dance and deftly and sing and suit in their merriment. Wants not a fourth grace to make the dance even? Let that room to my lady be given. She shall be a grace to fill the fourth place, and reign with the rest in heaven. But whither rends this bevy of ladies bright, ranged in a row? They been all ladies of the lake behight, that unto her go. Chloris, that is the chiefest nymph of all, of olive branches bears a coronal. Olives been for peace, when wars do surcease, such for a princess been principal. Ye shepherds' daughters that dwell on the green, hie you there apace, let none come there but that virgins been, to adorn her grace. And when you come, whereas she is in place, see that your rudeness do not you disgrace. Bind your fillets fast, and gird in your waist for more fineness with a tawdry lace. Bring hither the pink and purple columbine, with gillyflowers. Bring coronations and sops in wine, worn of paramours. Strow me the ground with daffodowndillies, and cowslips and kingcups and loved lilies. The pretty ponce and the chevisance shall match with the fair flower de lis. Now rise up, Eliza, decked as thou art in royal ray. And now ye dainty damsels may depart, each one his way. I fear I have troubled your troops too long. Let Dame Eliza thank you for her song. And if you come hither when damsons I gather, I will part them all you among. Thenot. And was thilk same song of Colin's own making? Ah, foolish boy that is with love ablent! Great pity is he be in such taking, for naught caring that been so lewdly bent. Hobinol. Sicker I hold him for a greater fond, that loves the thing he cannot purchase. But let us homeward, for night draweth on, and twinkling stars the daylight hence chase. Thenot's emblem. O quam te memorem, Virgo. Hobinol's emblem. O Dea certe.